Most offers can't scale to 1 million a month because they're simply tracking the wrong numbers. In fact, most of you watching this video are struggling to even scale their ads past $1,000 every day. Because when you do, something in your system always breaks. Your CAC starts jumping, and you end up firing your closers, lowering your ad spend, filming new ads, replacing the VSL, and you end up going back to square one again. I created this custom Google Sheet that will pinpoint the exact bottleneck in your funnel that will allow you to scale to $10,000 per day in ad spend and acquire clients profitably. In fact, one client who used this sheet was struggling with paid ads because he thought he had a closing problem, when in fact, after he plugged his numbers into the sheet, he discovered that the VSL was the actual problem. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how to use this sheet, where to find it, and when to use it, so you can double, triple, and even quadruple your ad spend while lowering your CAC. In fact, all you have to do in this Google Sheet is insert those 7 numbers every Monday morning. And these numbers are the ad spend. And this is like the total money spent on ads in the past week. So what it affects is, it affects the CAC, it affects the ROAS, and the profit per customer. Right? The second manual input you have to put, which is number of clicks. And it shows how many people your ad reached and attracted, because it affects landing page view, the cost per click, and the overall traffic quality. The third thing you want to input is the landing page views, and this is people who actually landed on your VSL page. And why it matters is it shows how many people made it past the ad click to your page. And it affects the landing page view percentage, the opt-in rate, and the overall funnel volume. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about this in this video. The number 4 thing that you have to insert is the number of leads, because this is gonna affect the opt-in rate, the cost per lead, and the overall funnel quality. The 5th thing you want to implement is the application page views, and why it doesn't matter, because it shows how many leads actually watch your VSL and click through. 6th thing is the number of bookings and the people who actually schedule a call and book an appointment. Number 7 is the people who actually showed up. What it affects is the show up rate, the sales pipeline quality, and the pre-nurturing effectiveness. And the 8th metric you want to insert is the total number of deals closed. Why? Because this affects the closing rate, the CAC, and the revenue. Right? LTV is also a number you do want to insert, which is the average revenue per customer. What it affects is the ROAS, the CAC, profit per customer, and all profitability metrics. And so this is all the numbers you have to insert manually every Monday. And you pull this from your ads manager, HighROAS, your third tracking system, so you can insert those numbers, because once you do, the sheet will work based on those numbers to auto-calculate the metrics that I'm going to say here, which will automatically tell you where the bottleneck is in your funnel by using the color grading format. Metric number 1, right? So as soon as you actually insert those numbers, the landing page view percentage will automatically populate, and there's going to be 3 colors. The only color that you have to really worry about is red, because for the landing page view, anything below 80% is going to be automatically marked as red. Anything between 80 and 90% is automatically going to be played as yellow, and anything above 90% is automatically going to be colored at green. If it's below 20%, it's going to be automatically red. If it's between 20 to 30%, it's going to be yellow. And if it's above 30%, it's going to be green. The VSL to application conversion rate, this is the amount of people who actually watched the VSL and started to fill out the application. If it's below 20%, it's going to be red. If it's between 20 to 30, it's going to be yellow. And if it's above 30%, it's going to be gray. The application completion rate, how many people actually completed the application. If it's below 20%, it's bad. Between 20 to 30, this is yellow, which is good. And if it's above 30, it's going to be great. The 5th metric that's going to auto-populate, which is the show-up rate. If it's below 60%, it's going to be red. If it's between 60 to 75, good. And if it's above 75, it's going to be green. The 6th metric is going to be the close rate. If it's below 20%, that's bad. If it's 20 to 25, that's good. And if it's 25% and more, that's going to be green. The 7th metric that's going to auto-populate is the ROAS. If it's below 2, it's going to be bad. If it's between 2 to 5, it's going to be good. And if it's above 5, it's going to be great. The 8th metric is the CAC, which is the cost to acquire a customer. If it's above $3,000, it's bad. If it's between 2 to 3K, good. If it's below $2,000, it's going to be great, which is going to be green. The 9th metric is going to be the profit per customer. If it's below $1,000, it's going to be red. If it's between 1,000 to 5,000, it's good. It's going to be yellow. And if it's above $5,000, it's going to be green. The last metric, which is how many people actually viewed the landing page and actually ended up booking a call, which is qualified. And if it's less than 2%, it's going to be red. If it's between 2 to 4, it's going to be yellow. And if it's going to be more than 4%, it's going to be green, which is great. Here is the decision-making framework, which is how to use this sheet every week and make $1,000,000 decisions. And that's it. So first of all, you want to check the bottom line, right? The biggest thing here is you want to go by this decision tree framework to ultimately make decisions every single week, which is going to move the money needle. And those decisions are going to be exclusively exclusively made based on the metrics that you input, which will tell you exactly where to fix the bottleneck in the funnel so you can scale aggressively. Once you're looking at this Google Sheet, you always want to check the bottom line. You want to look at the CAC and the ROAS first. So if the CAC and the ROAS is green, you scale, right? That's it, as simply as that. However, if one of them is red, you stop and diagnose. And I'm going to show you exactly how. So first of all, if CAC is red and the ROAS is red, you want to stop scaling immediately and you want to diagnose which funnel stage is broken using the priority order. And the priority number one is you want to check the close rate. So let's say you insert your numbers and the first thing you want to look at is your CAC or ROAS. Let's say one of them was red. You only want to start moving with the priority decision framework that I'm going to say here so you can actually know where the bottleneck decision framework is. And the first thing you want to check is the close rate. You don't want to check anything else. Let's say everything else is red. You do not want to check them. You want to check the close rate. Why first? Because fixing sales is actually the highest leverage. If you can close more people, your CAC drops immediately. And if the close rate is red, here's how to fix it. So as you can see in the Google Sheet, it's going to be red. Here it's about 4%, and it should be around 20 to 25%. To fix your sales process, and again, I will record another YouTube video about how to fix every funnel metric, but an overview process is you want to review your sales script. Is it pushy? You want to train your closes. You want to improve lead quality, add follow-ups to the call, and record and review calls. So the thing is, like, the biggest thing that can really affect the close rates is what I've found personally is adding a lead filter in the funnel. Because when you filter out more leads and add friction, you only bring high quality leads, and high quality leads means high quality conversations. You might decrease your lead flow, but you will increase your close rates. And that's why this decision-making tree process is the best, because it judges based on actual priority decision frameworks that will help you solve the bottleneck in your funnel. So assuming your CAC and ROAS is red and you move to the close rate and it's green, then you want to go to the priority number two, which is a checkup show-up rate. Why second? Because if people aren't showing up, your sales team cannot close them. If the show-up rate is red, you want to improve your pre-call nurturing sequence. Add SMS reminders, send email reminders, add a what to expect video, add calendar invite, a thank you page video. You want to make sure you're calling them before. Anything that can actually dial in the show-up rate and to increase the show-up rate will help the number bring it more than 60%. Assuming that the close rate were green and the show-up rate was green, you move to the third priority order, which is the check the application completion rate. So why is it third? Because if people aren't completing the applications, you don't have enough sales calls. If the application completion rate is red, the action step is simplify your application. You want to remove unnecessary fields, you want to add follow-up, you want to test the phone call instead, you want to add the pre-qualification, you want to improve the form design. There's a lot of things you can do. Now, assuming your application completion rate was green, then you can actually move to the fourth priority, which is the check-in opt-in rate. Now, why is it fourth? Because if people aren't opting in, you don't have in applications, right? If opt-in rate is below 20%, you want to rewrite your VSL copy, you want to test new headlines, you want to simplify your VSL, you want to add social proof, you want to improve your offer, you want to check the traffic quality, all of the things you can do to actually fix your opt-in rate. And then you want to test this about 2 to 3 weeks to see improvement. And then the expected impact can be if you improve opt-in rate from 20 to 30%, you get 50% more leads. But assuming that the opt-in rate was also green, then you actually move to priority number 5, which is checking the landing page view percentage, right? So why fifth? Because if people aren't landing on your page, nothing else matters. If the landing page percentage view is below 80%, it's marked red, then you want to fix your landing page link. It may be that the link is wrong. It may be that the page loading speed, maybe that the ad and the page does not match, right? They're seeing an ad and they're completely seeing a new funnel and they're dropping off, right? You want to test a new landing page with a different design, maybe a different referring domain. You want to check the traffic source. Are you getting bot traffic, right? And like you literally want to go and diagnose this, because the expected impact is if you can improve your landing page percentage by from 80 to 90%, you get 12.5% more lead. As you can see, this is the decision framework process tree that I've outlined here to help you see exactly where to fix the funnel and where is it leaking, and the decision framework process you got to go through, which is if your CAC and your ROAS is green, you scale aggressively, and if it's not, you go through the priority decision making process I listed in the video so you can actually see where the problem is happening, and you're not actually fixing them on a random basis. You're following this decision-making framework, because this will be tied in how you actually make million-dollar decisions, and you're following the diagnostic decision tree to make million-dollar decisions. Now, where can you find this plug and play Google Sheet? I'll link it in the description. You can go ahead and copy this spreadsheet and you can start using it on your own. In fact, one of the most common problems I've found when clients use this Google Sheet is that the people who are opting in are very low, and it's because their VSL is off. So if you do want to know how to write a high converting VSL using an AI tool called Manus, then watch this video here.